Roger, how would you sum up the first round match? It looked pretty easy in straight sets, but I guess it wasn't all that easy.
Yeah, I mean, more breaks than the usual straight sets, you know, that's for sure. More up and downs, but I thought I played okay, you know, at times, and you know, he played well, you know, the times when I got broken and maybe I missed a few, but I think he came up with some good shots, good returns and stuff, so sometimes there wasn't much I could do either, so I'm happy I'm through, because it looked like it was going to definitely head for a first set loss, but it came through. That's the most important.
What's the proper way to address you now? Is it Mr. Ambassador? Is it Your Honor?
You decide. Look, you can also call me Roger. It's okay.
Was he doing anything today that you were finding difficult, more so than any other opponent?
Look, I mean, I've hardly seen him in the last few years, you know. Never practiced with him, never played against him, so I knew he had a good kind of backing up the line, you know, and didn't quite know how he serves, you know, how he plays from baseline, if it's more an aggressive baseliner or more a counter puncher, and so I had to kind of feel my way into it, and I was hoping that my serve will carry me in the beginning, you know, but it didn't, so that's why it was such a match that went up and down, and you know, he came up with some good shots early on in the rally, always, you know, to put me under pressure, and I wasn't just not steady enough in the beginning, so that's why he went up and down, and yeah, he had some good moments, that's for sure, you know. He's just got maybe not a good enough first serve, you know, but he's quite small, you know, obviously, so it's always going to be hard. You're always going to be in the rally with him, so yeah, so I varied well in the end, I thought, and I had the options, so it was good.
Roger, what was the problem with the foot?
I just had to take the tape off. I just felt like something was bothering me on the foot, and like it moved, but when I took off the tape, you know, it was actually still in the position when I did tape my foot, and then I just decided to take it off anyway, because it just didn't feel right. So nothing to worry about.
Is there anything you have to work on for the next match? Is there some aspect of your game you're going to think about?
Well, I mean, I think consistency always, you know, obviously not try to get that many breaks, because if I can, you know, hold my serves, I mean, then the match would have been really, really easy if you think about it. So it's just that, you know, if I could just press on the accelerator a little bit more on my own serve, you know, put the pressure more on the opponent, I think then things are looking very good. So I think that's a little adjustment. I hope I can make that for the next match already.
Playing Bjorn today, given he was only, I think he's one of about 7 players up until today to have had a winning record over you. I guess it's hard to believe that there was a time when you weren't winning everything.
Well, look, I came up on tour and I got many wild cards, especially in '99 after finishing, you know, the junior year in '98 as #1. So I was thrown in, you know, with the big boys very early, and I mean, that was a great experience for me, but I wasn't the player, you know, like maybe Roddick, Hewitt and Safin and Nadal, you know, who came out and just right away, you know, consistently won matches. I had a real drought of, I don't know, 6 months where I was really struggling to win matches, and that's when I lost to Bjorn as well, and you know, that match was really hot. I remember in Washington, I could hardly walk anymore after 5 games, so had that problem, but then also I had no confidence, you know, and if you have no confidence against a player who's steady from the baseline, you're always going to lose, you know, and that's where I was just not good enough yet. So I went through a patch where I had many losses, and maybe the more so I enjoy it now when I win, so it's great.
Roger, your game is now at such a high level. I mean, how much room for improvement is there? I mean, presumably not an awful lot. I mean, how can you improve?
Well, I mean, I think you can always mix up your game, you know. I have the option to do that. So it's, for me in the end, what matters is trying to win matches, enjoy it out there, and, you know, if I can mix it up, that's great. You know, if I have to play, you know, solidly through, I mean, I don't enjoy it so much, but in the end the result is what counts, you know, and that's what I play for, really. Try to win matches, and there's room for improvement on the physical side always. I think you can always improve, and then in the end, you know, it's just carrying it through for an entire season, so that's what I've been able to do. That's what's also my goal in the future.
Is there still a little bit of an adrenaline rush on the first day of a Grand Slam? Is it still you wake up in the morning on day one and you think, right, this is it's business again, and this is really exciting. And
Yeah, more maybe the moment I walk out on court and just waking up. Kind of get into that routine of a Grand Slam, and all of a sudden it hits you. You're like, okay, well now really no errors, please. And kind of play well and everything. So that's kind of what goes through your head first up in the beginning of the match, and once you're in it, you just hope to play well from point to point. And but now that I've through my first round, you kind of shake it off and you feel good about it. So it's going to be a good day tomorrow, then I guess.
Last few English questions, please.
When you were a boy, growing up in Europe, were you curious about that island at the bottom of the world? Were you anxious to see it? Did you have any notions about kangaroos or anything like that?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess I knew about Australia because my mom's from South Africa, so you kind of know more of the world. I actually came here as a 14-year-old over for vacation for like 2 weeks before I went to the tennis center in Switzerland, before I kind of moved away from home. So that was our last big vacation we had all together for like 2 weeks. We did the Great Barrier Reef, went up to Cairns, drove around, also Queensland and everything, so we had a great time. So I actually got to know Australia already when I was 14, so it's nice.
Now you own it.
Excuse me?
Now you own it.
Well, right now, yeah.
Last English question.
Given you changed your preparation this year, are you happy with where your game is at now? You had a look at your first Grand Slam match. You're satisfied?
Well, look, I mean, my level of play, it's not so important as long as I win the matches. That's really why I'm here. I'm not here to play well and lose, so I'm here to play bad and win, basically. So I hope I get through, the next match as well. Björkman would be a very experienced player, or Patience, the guy I never played against. So it's going to be interesting, but I think the level is okay, I think it could be definitely much better, but that's how I always feel after a first round, usually. Sometimes I get good ones, but this one was okay, so...